Dear Taurus, prepare yourself for a profound and steady transformation. You are on the brink of a new cycle, one filled with stability and enduring beauty. If you've been sensing that something significant is about to take root in your life, you're absolutely right. The universe is aligning everything around you, ushering you into a more grounded, fulfilling phase of your life. In this video, we'll explore why the tears you may shed will be tears of relief and contentment, not sorrow. You are finally stepping into a reality that resonates with your core values and inner peace. If you're ready to embrace this enduring miracle, leave a comment saying, "I am building a solid foundation for lasting joy," and stay with me until the end, as this message is crafted just for you. So what is truly happening to you right now, Taurus? Listen closely, for you may be in the midst of a moment more pivotal than you realize. You might struggle to find the words to express it, but your soul is aware. It senses a subtle yet deep shift taking place from within, a feeling of grounding or settling that may be difficult to articulate, yet makes your heart feel warmer, steadier, in the most unexpected ways. You might not fully comprehend what it is, but you can feel that everything once familiar no longer supports you in the same way. The stubbornness or stagnation you've held onto is gently dissolving, and the core values you previously overlooked are beginning to find their voice. You stand at a threshold, not just of the world around you, but of your very self. Tarot cards like the Hierophant or Temperance often don't signify sudden upheaval for you. Rather, they represent finding core values, balance, and building a stronger foundation. It means releasing outdated patterns or attachments that no longer serve your authentic growth, to be reborn into a more genuine version of yourself, one deeply connected to what you truly value. This transformation is not imposed from outside forces. It arises from a quiet, steady inner voice, affirming that you deserve happiness and peace. You are not required to be perfect. Happiness is your natural right as a soul that has learned to truly value itself. You may find that you no longer react rigidly or seek to control everything around you. Instead, you pause, reflect, and look back at what once caused you stress, not with resentment, but with gratitude for the strength you gained. Those experiences have taught you invaluable lessons about patience and kindness. Perhaps fear still lingers, fear of change, fear of losing stability, or fear of the unfamiliar. Yet can you sense it? Your heart is beginning to open once more, cautiously but steadily. A small, genuine smile of contentment may appear, signaling a return to life with greater peace. The transformation you are undergoing, though it may not be visible to others, marks the profound beginning of a new life cycle. This is a cycle where you no longer resist your emotions, but embrace them with steadiness, recognizing yourself as the safe harbor you've been searching for all along. The most magical aspect of this journey is that as you heal yourself, you also contribute to stability in the world. Each soul that learns to value itself becomes a pillar of strength for the community. Every awakening, even in silence, serves as a grounding light for those who feel lost in chaos. If you feel you are standing at an emotional crossroads, even if it's deeply personal, I invite you to leave a comment. Just a single line can reassure someone else that they are not alone. And remember, you are not alone either. The moment you begin to accept yourself with all your strengths and vulnerabilities, you step out of stagnation and into the light of peace, embarking on a true healing journey. After a long period of silence, not because you were weak, but exhausted from trying to maintain everything. You may have felt uninspired or stuck, going through the motions without truly feeling connected or experiencing sensory joy. There were days when you woke up early, did everything right, smiled politely, yet inside nothing seemed to stir deeply. You might have asked yourself, am I stuck in a life that should feel richer and more beautiful? That stagnation is not failure. It is the universe's way of giving you pause, allowing you to hear your inner voice, the one representing your true values, which you may have forgotten amidst the chaos of external demands. But now, things are changing. A strange yet familiar energy is rising within you, steadily but distinctly. You may not have named it yet, but you're beginning to move again, even if it's just a gentle yet firm nudge. You want to change your surroundings to reflect the beauty and comfort you cherish. Return to simple joys that bring you pleasure and break free from the emotional numbness or rigidity that held you captive. You're becoming a deep river, calm, steady, yet powerful enough to wash away the fatigue of the past. The beautiful truth is that as you emerge from stagnation, you're not just healing yourself, you become a symbol of endurance and resilience for those who believe there's no way out. Your energy, your decision to keep building and moving forward, even when applause is absent, silently inspires others who feel stuck in their own lives. Sometimes one person daring to cultivate their inner garden inadvertently lights the path for someone else. Have you ever awakened after a period of stagnation? What helped you step back into life and find balance? Leave a comment, not just to share, but perhaps you'll be the warm, steady light that guides someone quietly reading your words. As you reconnect with a new rhythm of life, both within and around you, you'll notice an unblocking of flow in your finances, your work, and your contributions, all waiting for you to engage with a renewed heart, calm, steady, and full of love. When your soul begins to shift towards inner peace and self-worth, you'll notice that other energies in your life, especially financial ones, also begin to flow. Not in the frantic, competitive way you may have seen before, but as a steady, deep current that mirrors the shift in your heart's frequency. For Taurus, money has never just been a number. It is the universe's tangible recognition of the value and consistent effort you pour into your endeavors. It is the world's way of saying, I see you dedicating yourself with sincerity and diligence, and here is what you deserve in return. When you work not to outdo others, but to be true to your values in the journey of offering something valuable and tangible, you'll discover that success is no longer a competition. It arrives like fruit ripening in its season. No need to force it. Just continue to nurture it with faith and integrity. In a world filled with turbulence, your choice to live kindly and work from the heart is a profound act of social impact. Each product you create with integrity, every service you offer with a sincere heart, contributes to building a more stable, healthier, and livable community. And something remarkable happens when you live this way. You begin to see yourself as more beautiful, not through glamorous makeup, but by allowing your eyes to shine with contentment and your voice to resonate with quiet confidence. Every small action carries the weight of self-worth. Have you ever dreamed of being successful while maintaining your ethics and integrity? What's holding you back? Write it down, not just to share, but so you can revisit it and remind yourself that you are on the right path. When you work with an open heart and diligent hands, not only will your financial energy heal, but the image you project will gradually transform. It will be a clear sign that the peaceful light within you is finding its way out, touching this life in the most beautiful and tangible manner. These changes don't need to be flashy or loud. They begin with a gentle yet profound feeling. One day, you might find yourself taking more time with your routines, choosing clothes that make you feel comfortable and beautiful, or craving nourishing food, not out of obligation, but because you genuinely want to care for and nurture your body. You don't do this for praise or to prove anything to the world. It's simply a whisper within you saying, it's time to nurture yourself again. By loving yourself, Taurus, you are transforming, not because you are lacking, but because you are remembering that you deserve the most beautiful and enduring things. Whether it's a new hairstyle, a comforting way of dressing, or simply savoring your morning coffee, these are acts of quiet devotion to yourself. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is the most grounded act of maturity. You don't need to be in pain to deserve care, nor do you need to be exhausted to deserve rest. You simply need to touch yourself with kindness and appreciation, and that is enough. Every time you choose something good for yourself, be it for your body, mind, or living space, you are quietly rewriting a new chapter in your life. This chapter no longer begins with judgment, but with love and self-worth. It's a chapter that recognizes you have always been worthy. The beautiful thing is, those around you will feel this change. They will see that you don't need to dazzle to attract. Instead, you radiate your own light, a beauty not found in makeup or attire, but in the peace growing in your eyes. Do you recall the last time you prepared a meal for yourself, not out of necessity or for someone else's company, but simply because you wanted to care for yourself in a kind, unhurried, appreciative manner? Small moments of sensory self-care like that can mark the beginning of a great healing journey. Is there something small you wish to change for yourself during this time? A new habit, a step forward in self-care? Let me cheer you on, for I believe that every small, consistent change you make today will lead you to the version of yourself your heart longs to embody. These gentle shifts will illuminate something within you, a new energy, a fresh way of living. Those around you will feel it too, for true light never needs to shout. It simply needs to be present and steady. How often have you remained silent? Not because you lacked words, but because you feared your steadfastness or presence would make others uncomfortable. Perhaps, since childhood, you learned to stay quiet to avoid conflict or disruption. You were such a good child, so good that you forgot you also needed comfort and validation. You became accustomed to providing stability for others, stepping back to avoid making anyone feel awkward. But now, you are no longer that child. You have the right to step forward and reclaim the space and recognition that once belonged to you. Day by day, you begin to believe that perhaps shining your steady light is a dangerous or disruptive act. To be accepted, it seems easier not to be too different, not too honest, not too grounded in your own truth. If you've ever dimmed your light or compromised your stability just to fit in, know that you are now gradually reclaiming it. There's no need for noise or to prove anything. You simply no longer pretend or endure spaces that cause you to feel devalued. You start to live authentically, speaking your truth calmly, allowing yourself to shine without seeking permission. The most significant part is that you no longer feel guilty for doing so. You choose your authentic self, and from that choice, you become a stable presence for those still wandering in uncertainty. You may not know who is watching you, but you radiate light because that is your nature. Being true to yourself, is an act of courage. And when one person dares to live authentically and honor their values, they grant others permission to do the same. An entire community can begin to heal from just one heart that declares, "I won't compromise my core values anymore." Have you ever felt pressured to shrink yourself or be less than you are? Do you still allow others to define your boundaries or worth? If you've ever reclaimed that light, share your story. Perhaps someone listening to this video is waiting for someone like you to speak up. When you dare to reignite your own light, the surrounding darkness will dissipate, along with the criticism, the people who once drained your energy, and the limits you thought you could never surpass. Some goodbyes don't require tears, just one long, honest look to recognize that it's time for both parties to move on to where they truly belong or can thrive. If someone is gradually drifting out of your life, let it happen gently, without resentment. Sometimes, departure isn't a full stop, but a comma that leads to something new, something more suitable, more supportive. Some people enter your life and leave behind fond memories, while others pass through like lessons, mirrors reflecting truths before they exit quietly, often without clear reasons. You haven't done anything wrong, nor are they necessarily bad. It's just that your journeys have reached a point where parting ways is necessary for growth. Letting go is not about discarding. It's an act of kindness to yourself and to the other. You no longer cling out of fear of instability or hold on simply because the memories were once comfortable. Taurus, you are learning a lesson many never dare to confront: the importance of stopping at the right moment. Stopping when you feel yourself being undervalued or unseen in a relationship, when your heart no longer feels at peace and secure around them. You stop, not because love has faded, but because you want to be fully yourself and honor your needs. The beautiful truth is that when you release unhealthy relationships, you not only free yourself, but also help alleviate one invisible burden from society. A child won't have to grow up in an awkward atmosphere, and a soul won't continue to suffer in silence. Someone like you will learn how to love again, but this time with kindness, respect, and awareness. Has anyone ever exited your life, leaving you with a sense of liberation or greater stability? If so, you don't need to share details, just write, "I moved on." That simple sentence might empower someone else who is torn between holding on and letting go. Sometimes, the greatest act of love is not to stay, but to allow each other to go, so both can be themselves authentically. When old bonds dissolve gently, you'll find that the space in your heart is refreshed. A new connection, kinder, deeper, and more stable, is on its way. This new connection might be someone who understands you, someone who loves you the right way, or perhaps it's you, the version of yourself you've been building amidst the chaos of life's uncertainties. If you're in a serious relationship, know that your bond is precious, not loud, not filled with flowery promises, but a steady connection strong enough to face nameless challenges together. If that person is still by your side, there's no need for extravagant words or distant promises. Simply choosing to stay is a conscious, grounded decision. You and your partner may not be perfect. Disagreements and misunderstandings may arise. Yet the thread connecting two sincere, loyal souls remains unbroken. You are in a crucial phase where both of you not only love, but also liberate each other from the negative patterns or external pressures that once shadowed your relationship. Perhaps it was third-party interference, controlling influences, old memories, or unhealed wounds from the past. But now, both of you are looking at one another, not just with your eyes, but with your choices. The beautiful truth is that a healthy relationship doesn't just enhance your life, it also helps you grow individually and as a couple. You are learning to communicate calmly, to listen patiently, and to support each other in ways that nurture your souls. When you overcome challenges together, you build a foundation of trust and understanding that strengthens your bond. Each obstacle faced becomes a stepping stone, allowing you to deepen your connection. Have you ever experienced a moment with someone you love where you tackled a challenge that made you believe in enduring love even more? If so, I encourage you to share that story, as it may be the lifeline someone else needs to hold on to. When you are loved the right way, with respect, space, and unwavering presence, you also become braver, ready to walk away from half-hearted or unstable connections. You realize that true love does not require you to shrink yourself or compromise your core values. Instead, it encourages you to stand tall in your authenticity, knowing that you deserve nothing less than steadfast, genuine love. As you move forward in this newfound clarity, you may find that the door to the past doesn't always close forever. Sometimes, amidst the quiet rhythms of life, someone from your past might drift back into your thoughts, not with words or messages, but with a vague sense of their presence, like a familiar scent on the breeze. This person may have once held a significant place in your heart, and you might have believed you couldn't live without them. Yet you are no longer the same person you were back then. You have learned to love yourself, reclaiming your solid ground. It's this very inner strength and contentment that now draws their attention back to you, not because you need them, but because you have grown strong enough to stand on your own. They may regret their departure, missing the warmth and stability of your kind soul, and they might even attempt to reconnect. However, the choice now lies within your evolved, self-assured heart. Remember, forgiveness is not synonymous with returning. It is about moving forward with a heart free from resentment, looking back at the past with a smile, knowing you lived fully and learned enough. This is how you close an old chapter responsibly, both for yourself and for them. If that person truly wishes to re-enter your life, they must approach you with sincerity, demonstrated change, and deep respect, as the door to your heart no longer opens out of loneliness, but from a conscious, discerning choice. If someone from your past comes back into your life, ask yourself, would you choose to forgive, to move on, or to reopen that door? Share your thoughts if you feel comfortable, not for judgment, but to gain clarity for yourself. Regardless of your decision, the most important thing is that you are now loving with awareness and self-respect. You understand that love isn't about keeping someone at all costs. It's about protecting your own peace and stability above all else. You may find that there are people who watch you from a distance, not with words, but with energy. They don't need to make noise or leave clear traces. Their presence is felt in the quiet moments. They don't belong to your past, nor have they truly stepped into your present. Yet something about your authenticity and the genuine calm you radiate draws their attention. Your light doesn't need a stage or fireworks to be seen. It simply shines through your actions and the way you live your life. You don't need to preach kindness or steadfastness. You embody it. If someone truly wishes to be part of your world, they will have to learn to love you with integrity, not as a fleeting desire, but with consistent devotion, just as you approach each day with kindness and sincerity. After all the hurt, goodbyes, and prolonged silences, you are entering a very special phase, a phase of opening up without fear of getting hurt again. You no longer seek connections to fill an emptiness. Instead, you are clearing your heart, making space for relationships that truly matter and align with your values. There's no need for noise or empty promises, just a warm, steady presence, someone with whom you can sit comfortably without the need to over-explain or shrink yourself to be understood or appreciated. You've experienced enough to know that the right person won't make you feel like being yourself is too demanding or too much. You've grown deep enough to understand that not everyone who walks with you needs to stay until the end. Now, you are moving forward, gently, firmly, and with discernment. You no longer seek validation from others because you recognize that real, supportive connections find you when you are true to your grounded self. No more trying to impress, no more guessing games, and no more holding on to relationships that diminish your spirit and sense of worth. You are creating space in your mind, your schedule, and your living environment to welcome those who carry healing, supportive energy, open hearts that can help each other grow steadily. So, what are you truly seeking in your new relationships? Is it peace, stable companionship, or someone quiet enough to truly listen and appreciate you without rushing to fix you? Write it down, for sometimes it is only when you articulate your desires that the universe knows what to send your way. You'll see that when you clear out what is old, doing so with gratitude rather than bitterness, new opportunities will arise. Not just a new person, but a fresh stream of supportive energy, and perhaps even an unexpected blessing or tangible miracle you never anticipated. It could happen on an ordinary afternoon, when a message makes your heart feel warm again. Or it could be a gentle, comforting hug that you never dared to expect, arriving like sunlight, warming the earth after rain. And who knows, you yourself might become that steady presence or miracle for someone else. If you're still with me at this point, I believe your heart is ready. You don't need to be stronger or have everything figured out. Just continue to live with gentleness and remain rooted in your inner light. You've come a long way. Maybe no one has noticed, and perhaps no one has applauded your journey, but the universe has seen every step you've taken. Today, the universe wants you to know that you didn't back down. You chose healing instead of hardening. You chose growth instead of resentment. And that is more than enough for a miracle to begin. Keep living with presence. Keep loving with kindness and integrity, because every small choice you make is contributing to a more stable, compassionate, and hopeful world for those learning to love themselves. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment as a declaration to the universe. I am ready to live a life that is not just about enduring, but thriving. And if you believe someone out there needs to hear this too, share this video as a gift. You might be the reason someone decides to find their footing again. Thank you for being here, for living, and for embodying the essence of a Taurus, grounded, profound, and full of quiet strength.